Hello, I'm Andrea Simone and I'm the founder of Hemp Solutions. And in today's video, I'm going to show you how to grow microgreens. We've got our seeds in, and these are mum seeds. And what I like about them is they're organic and non-GMO, and they're also a product of Canada, which is great because I like to support local. These are a mellow microgreen mix of crimson clover, broccoli, and purple kohlrabi. And we'll also be doing another variety. Just another microgreen salad mix blend of peas, buckwheat, sunflower, and fava beans. Both of these varieties are very nutritiously dense and amazing for your body, so it's great to always have these growing, and you can just throw them on top of any of your meals to get those extra nutrients that your body craves. I hope you enjoy this video, and don't forget to subscribe. Depending on the microgreen variety that you're using, some seeds need a soak. For instance, both of the seeds that I'll be planting needed to be soaked because they have a better germination rate when they're soaked for 6 to 12 hours. You don't want to go over your 6 to 12 hour time limit because they could end up drowning and give you spotty germination. There's other seeds that require no soak at all because they're actually a gelatinous seed. Make sure you read your instructions on what requires a soak and what doesn't. So let's get started on rinsing and draining these seeds. Now that we have our seeds rinsed and drained, we can go ahead and start the process. Get yourself a tray. This is a 10 by 20. And what you're gonna do is you're gonna start by putting water at the bottom of the tray to help avoid mold and to ensure that the soaking happens from the bottom upwards. So we're gonna add 1 cup of water to our tray. Now that we've got our water at the bottom of our tray, we are going to add a potting mix. You wanna use a finer potting mix so you don't have too many larger pieces that block the root growth or cause any problems in terms of creating patchiness in your tray. So like a young plant mix should be fine. You're just gonna add the soil to your tray. I'm not gonna go all the way to the top because I'm actually gonna do a layer on top of these larger seeds, which is the fava beans and the sunflowers and the buckwheat, just because they're a bit of a bigger seed. Now that we have our tray, our first tray filled, we can take another tray and just kind of pat it down. So we've got even surface to place our seeds down. Give it a light tap. You want to make sure you get rid of the lines. And then just go from the corner and get a good coverage. Make sure you get an even spread. These are bigger seeds, so you can kind of move them around as you need to. You can visually see where they're at. Make sure everywhere has decent coverage. Okay. And we're just gonna do 1 layer on top of these. The seeds like a dark grow medium, and these are bigger seeds, so we're just gonna do 1 layer. And they don't need light until you start seeing sprouts. Okay, so now that you've finished your layer, take your spray bottle and just give it a mist. Place a tray on top of it to help block extra light, and also you'll know because the tray will start popping up a little bit when the seeds start sprouting. This tray is done and we'll get started on our next tray. So we've got our tray ready. I just want to let you know that, when it comes to microgreens, there's so many different ways to do it. You can use a coconut core mat or a hemp mat medium. I just find that the soil medium is the most nutritiously dense, and the seeds are really going to get their best benefits from having a soil medium because I find it to be the most natural state. But you can absolutely use a coconut core or a hemp mat as your growing medium. We're gonna put in our next seed, which is a bit of a smaller seed. So we're not gonna actually do a layer of soil over top. We're just gonna place it right on top of our tray. And you wanna try to get all of it covered. These seeds had to soak, so they're a little bit wet. Try to get as much of an even distribution as is possible. I soaked about a half cup of these seeds and about a cup of the fava beans and sunflower mix. Okay, now that we've got our seeds in a decently even distribution, we're just gonna give it a spray on top. You have to make sure through the growing process that you keep checking on how much water these trays need, because obviously you're planting hundreds to thousands of seeds in one tray, so they're going to be taking up a lot of water through photosynthesis once you have them under the light. Just lift up your tray and just see what the weight is. Make sure you're on top of your water content. Also, don't forget to label, just to make sure you know your timing with everything. So create labels for these and keep an eye on them, and we'll check back in a couple days. Okay, this is very exciting. Next day, here's some sprouting already happening. And this is our microgreen mellow mix of the purple kohlrabi, broccoli, wonderful. And now our fava beans and our sunflowers are starting to sprout nice and strong and tall, so I've got them under the lights. And that's how you do your sprouts. Get yourself some LEDs. Make sure you've got good coverage. You're off to the racehorse. What? You're off to the racetrack. Good stuff.